And welcome back to Fatal Frame 3.
The Tormented.
Ray, may I help you with something?
Oh, I just wanted to ask you.
A thin ray of sunlight comes in through the drawn curtains. It is always raining here. Whenever I hear the sound of the rain, I can't help thinking back to what happened that day.
Yeah, here we are in Yu's room. There are some cardboard boxes in the corner of the room. After what happened, I tried to sort through his things, but after a while I just couldn't go on anymore, and I haven't touched it at all since.
It can be very hard to deal with what to do with that sort of thing. Some more boxes in the cupboard there.
Yeah.
And obviously she imagined him on the bed there. In fact, we can have another look at the bed. And she just says, "You." I think that's the camera Obscura.
So it is. Maybe we'll leave that then.
Let's look around the rest of the room.
Yu's clothes are still hanging inside his closet. I decided not to tidy them away. Once they're in boxes, I knew they'd never come out again.
The bookshelves are full of volumes of folklore, philosophy, and anthropology. They're all books Yu used for his work, or ones that were published by his company. There was a time when I used to be interested in them, but it was only a passing phase. And on his desktop here we have a small collection of books, a lamp, not sure what that is, some pens, maybe some notes, a pair of scissors. It's a very old-fashioned laptop.
Yeah, old-fashioned personal computer laptop-y thingy.
Yeah, I'm not even sure I'd call that a laptop. That's like a sort of a slim for the time form factor PC, because only half of that is the screen opened up. So the back must be where most of the hardware is.
I assume mostly for typing.
It might even be a word processor rather than a computer.
Yes, I was thinking, like, is it just like an electronic typewriter? So there are typed and handwritten letters on the desk along with several books. I have hardly touched anything in here since that day. I just can't bring myself to tidy everything away.
There is a notebook left out on the top of the desk. Perhaps somebody was in the middle of working. And there it is. On the urban legend. Many of the urban legends classified as Lost Village are modelled on real incidents, such as a village was ruined when one villager massacred the others. They are often an amalgamation of well-known actual incidents, legend, and oral tradition. Settings such as the isolated mountain village or bygone customs like night trysts, or ceremonies often act to trigger the incidents themselves, and these in turn become the motif for urban legends. The reason for the popularity of urban legends may lie in the notion of the view of the country from the city, or the modern bias toward the ancient. To people in modern cities, the village is the wilderness, and those who live there are different. Perhaps that scorn or fear finds expression in the urban legend. For that reason, the setting of the legend must be the isolated mountain village. Further, bygone customs are attractive elements that end up acting to provoke the incident. As a case in point, there is the story about the area around the Minikama Dam where Miku went missing. The Lost Village. In the mountains of the Minikama area, there was once a massacre in the so-called Lost Village. Years ago, on the night of a certain festival, there was a great massacre, and the village disappeared from the map. Only one woman survived.
If you walk in the forest where the village once lay, there is a small guardian statue, and if you continue, you will come to the shrine gate that forms the entrance to the village. If you should pass through the gate, you will never return. The night of the massacre continues in this village, where day will never again break, and a woman's horrific laugh rings throughout the village. Next, we have the Manor of Bizarre Murders, where the same tragedy recurs. Its scale is smaller, but generally speaking it resembles the pattern of the village, as it is made up of elements based on true incidents. Below is an example of this. It has to do with Mifuyu's disappearance. The House of Mutilation.
This is the first game.
Yeah. In the mountain area of Himuro, there remains a manor where years ago there was said to be a massacre. There have always been vanishings in the nearby forest, and many of the spirited away are said to end up in the manor. Their corpses have been found with both hands, legs, and head severed off. One more example is the seemingly related Manor of Sleep urban legend that I'm researching now. The Manor of Sleep legend was picked up in various magazines in the 1960s, but incidents with very similar characteristics can be found here and there in older media. This newspaper is from the early 1900s and is of no relation to when the Manor of Sleep legend was taken up, but the background of the spirited aways and those people's later conditions bear many similarities to the Manor of Sleep urban legend. I'm still investigating, but these incidents may trace back to the 19th century, and I have seen legends in several folklore books that may have become the basis for the Manor of Sleep.
The House of Sleep urban legend. Perhaps this is what Kay was asked to investigate. You add a well-organised notebook on urban legends to your file. After you have received new information, you may find related books and documents in bookcases or desks.
Oh.
Just introducing another sleuthing element, which is, once you've got new information, have another look round.
Yeah. An old newspaper is stuck in the notebook.
And there it is.
Series of vanishings across region. According to sources, before dawn yesterday, a mother and daughter who live in Myojin village went missing. The missing are Maki Kuzuhara and her daughter, Kozu. Since last year, the two have been searching for Kuzuhara's missing husband. The two reportedly wandered the mountains nearly every day. The informant says, I hadn't seen them for several days, so I went to visit them. There was no answer, so I went inside, but they were gone. I only saw some black soot-like marks. Similar disappearances are being reported across the area, and some are calling them spirited aways.
You added the newspaper article, Series of Vanishings Across Region, to your file.
And I wonder who that could be about. And yes, we have yet more notes, because we didn't read the notes about Kay yet either.
It's the same, so let's try it and see if this comes up with something else. And it didn't, so it doesn't mean that one then.
Yeah, it could be anything. The shelf, the Well, we know the shelf is probably going to do something.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. On the shelf are a letter and a camera, similar to the one I saw in my dream. It looks like the letter is from Kay. Letter from Kay too.
Dear you, during my research on the manner of sleep, urban legend, I finally made it to a certain deserted village, lost even from the map. I found this camera in a huge abandoned house near that village. My niece, Mio, when Mai disappeared, she caused you a lot of trouble, so you probably remember her, saw this camera. She was scared stiff. I wonder if it reminded her of that unspeakable incident. For now, I'd like you to take care of the camera. You know about antiques, so could you look it over for me? I don't think you'll be able to reach me for a bit, but I'll contact you, so let me know what you find then. Regards, Kei Amakura.
Letter from K2 added to file. Could this camera be the same as the camera Obscura I saw in my dream that looked exactly alike? Yes.
Camera Obscura? This is older than the one in the dream, and the inscription on the back is illegible. Even so, it does look very similar to the camera Obscura.
I feel like the game's calling me out.
I tried pushing the shutter button, but there was no response. It looks like it's broken.
There is still an old film inside the camera Obscura. Musty film. The film looks pretty old, but it doesn't seem to have been spoilt by being exposed at all. What could be on it? I wonder if I can develop it in the dark room.
Is that what the room we didn't go in is?
Yeah.
I've added a file, camera Obscura.
On this bare shelf are the old bits of machinery you used to collect. They're not quite impressive enough to be called antiques, they just look like old machines. I still have no idea what made him want to collect them. I seem to remember him telling me about it once or twice, but maybe I wasn't really listening properly.
Oh.
So far, she's a terrible girlfriend, lazy,
I think being a terrible housemate two months after the death of your fiancé is more understandable.
It depends how long she's been like this for, I suppose.
A thin ray of sunlight comes in through the drawn curtains. I think we saw that, yeah.
Oh, was it that I was seeing? The light fitting? Where is the light fitting?
It's over there to your right. Oh, now left.
It's like in the right side of the screen. What is that?
It's like the thing to tie the cable of the blinds to if they were open.
Oh, there it is.
It's just you're getting a very strange angle of it. Oh, there was a light switch. I wonder if we could have hit it. Sorry, I realised you were about to leave.
Nope.
No, that's fair enough. I think part of the moody lighting is sort of the atmosphere, yeah.
Quickly pop into my room, see if it says anything else, since it said to check the shelves again. Nope, same. Okay.
Could also try the books under the staircase, I guess. It did mention there's lots of books there.
You're oriented differently.
Ray, you've been working too hard. You should get some rest. It's raining again.
I don't think you could consider us to be working too hard, considering we don't wash our own clothes, make our own food, tidy our own house.
Nice that she cares, though.
It is.
No, nothing else.
It's clearly a pet food bowl.
Where's this cat then?
I know, is it in Miku's room? I suppose that would make sense.
Yes, I quite deliberately didn't go in here. Which is a dark room. In this cardboard box are plastic bottles containing developer and fixer fluids for developing photographs. In the plastic barrel is the kerosene we use in winter.
Oh, one of those cute little standing heaters you see in lots of things. This was supposed to be a storeroom, really, but they put in a sink so I could develop my pictures here. Many sinks.
On this shelf I keep the negatives of my work photos. In this box I keep my films and printing paper.
So, undeveloped film, an old roll of film from inside the camera Obscura. There is definitely something on the film. I wonder if I can develop it. I think that's that strange photo we took of that woman.
Do you want to develop this film? Of course we do. An image has appeared of a crying woman, just as I thought. I must have taken this during that dream.
It's titled Weeping Woman.
But we've somehow got the photo in real life.
Yeah.
All the film has been developed. The camera Obscura, the abandoned house, the picture I took in my dream. Maybe if I investigate this woman, I can find something out.
I don't have any film I can develop now.
So the end of the room is all for developing.
Yeah, I can see a
catch these photos at all.
String of photos hung up.
I don't think they're related.
Well, scenic shots, she did say she wasn't taking pictures of people right now.
So I think it would be sensible to go and talk to our housemate. So we have in our new data category, vanishings. An old newspaper from the documents left in Yu's desk. It may be the material Kei Amakura requested.
I think will be the one we've read. Yeah. So there'll probably be new things, like I think there'll probably be a K profile or...
Can't see texts yet, but yes, there's plenty in other and plenty in photos. Let's do the photos first. Camera Obscura. Saying it looks like the one from the dream. And the weeping woman. Another dream photo. This one shows a woman crying. Perhaps I can learn something from this picture.
Okay, I think it's mostly repeating what we already said in the moment.
I thought we read letter from K1.
Yeah, I'm thinking this. I don't think this is what I mean. These are like the notebook we had before where we had like character profiles and stuff.
Rather than sort of notes we've already picked up.
These are just the things we pick up.
Yeah.
Notes?
Must be.
Right, so these are new. So, use research. According to the notebook left on his desk, he was doing some research for Kei Amakura. His notes are full of accounts of old urban legends and newspaper clippings about disappearances and people who were spirited away.
So we have some new people. Kei Amakura. We now have some notes on him. I've never met him personally, but he was a friend of Yu. He used to write from time to time. Yu seems to have known lots of people, both professionally and privately. According to the letter, he and Yu were doing research into urban legends. Maybe the camera Obscura was somehow connected with that. I should tell him about the accident.
Probably. Woman in the photo? The woman whose image appeared on the film from inside the camera obscura. No doubt about it, it was the same woman I saw inside the manor in my dream. Just like with you that time.
We have an article on the camera obscura. An old camera etched with the words camera obscura. I found a camera like the one I picked up in my dream in Yu's room. Apparently Kay sent it to him. Is this the same camera I saw in my dream? No, it's much older. Nah.
Okay, we're all caught up. So what are we going to do now, did you say?
Dr. Miku.
Talk to Miku.
Miku, about the woman in this picture, I was wondering if I could get you to try and find out as much about her as you can. Anything is fine.
Yes, well, this is a very old picture, so...
I found it in Yu's room. It's okay if you can't find out anything. There was just something about her.
Understood. I'll let you know if I find anything.
If you show the photos you've developed to Miku, sometimes you can ask her to investigate them for you.
She is our assistant, after all. If you have them investigated, you can come talk to Miku later to get books and other information.
Night has fallen. If you check the bed with the X button, you can sleep.
I suppose so. We don't have to. We can look around again. But...
Miku's very much the Rebecca to our Chris. She does all of the work on the side.
I just think I can spy the camera.
By checking the camera obscura on the desk, you can save your progress. Well, that sounds like a good idea. Let's do that now. Camera obscura on the desk, you can save now.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to stagger save a little.
Just in case. Well, that was much, much quicker when it didn't have to, like...
create the data.
Yeah.
Whereas we could look at the photo album, or do you want to leave that until later? Oh, we don't have the old album, or do we? We have to load it each time. Okay.
Because it'll actually be saving the pictures.
Right. I don't know if we need to save them. I don't really know about the system.
Oh, you have to save it or you lose... No? What? So... But if I do that, won't the...
No, I don't think that actually saved the album.
So, load album, yes. Which loads the actual pictures from the card. I'll copy it to there. Oh, wait, I need to go down to save. Oh, that's awkward.
It is a little. I mean, if these pictures are purely to enjoy later and don't affect our score, we probably don't really need to worry about them too much.
I think it is purely so you can save them.
Yeah. Are we going to re-explore the house in our night dress and slippers, or are we just going to go to bed?
I'm going to look around a little.
That's fair enough.
So you just go to the bed when you're done?
Yeah. Miku no longer there. Maybe she's in her room.
Just interested in this roof.
Oh, it looks like there's a skylight.
I'll have to have a look at that from downstairs. Miku's room. Don't like to go in. I know Miku wouldn't care at all, though.
Alright. I can't imagine there's much sunlight at this time of day. Keep expecting to see a haunting or something. And it's like, is it that sort of game?
I'm not convinced it is. I think if there's something here, it's going to be subtle. However, there is a new book. In the bookcase is the book Occultism that Amakura wrote about in his letter.
The camera Obscura is a device used to capture the other world, made by occultist Kunihiko Aso. From the late 19th to the early 20th century, he tried to communicate with and get proof of this other world. The term occultist refers to people involved in the movement to verify Eastern thought using contemporary Western technology. Kunihiko Aso is a prime example of such an occultist. The camera Obscura was one of his quintessential experiments. He modified this, at the time still rare, camera by adding a special lens and film. It was supposed to capture unbelievable things, normally invisible to the naked eye, like a so-called different phase interval and spirits and ghosts. They are very rare nowadays, but apparently these cameras are still traded among curio dealers. The other world, as well as Aso's achievements for eternity.
You added the camera Obscura and real proof of the spirit world to your file. After you have received new information, you may find related books and documents in bookcases or desks.
I feel like we've seen that surname before.
There are blue sheets on the bed. Everything in this room is the same colour. The curtains, the bed covers, the pillowcases. It is my favourite colour.
We are wearing, I think, a blue nightdress, so... And we've seen this.
You can hear a soft drizzle falling outside.
Yeah. So it looks like it's covered.
The widescreen TV we bought to use in the living room. These days I hardly watch it at all. Not sure how much we need to go around.
Doesn't look like there's anything new. Yeah. That covered dish is gone, which is a nice detail.
Oops. Sometimes fixed camera games, it's quite hard to figure out where you are.
Chill breeze escapes from the empty bathroom.
Wait a minute.
There's a cat. A sleep on the cushions. Is that it?
Do I just look at it?
Oh, it's an opportunity to zoom in for a photo. And yes, it's a black cat, who I'm sure is a lovely cat. In the old storeroom. Cupboard door. Yeah.
It doesn't look like much else to do other than
Dark room, bathroom.
go to bed.
If you want to. Probably fine. I don't seem to be able to hear the rain from this room.
I like the way the light comes on when the door shuts and goes off when the door's open.
I guess it's time to go to bed.
I mean, I'm sure some spooky happenings will happen, but it doesn't seem like the sort of game to overly rely on jump scares. After all, jump scares aren't bad in and of themselves, unless it's a Pop-Tart. It's mostly about using them when appropriate and not overdoing it. But yes, good night. We'll see you again next time.